Today on Inside the Game, first off, it's a delight to be able to come on and talk about the Mets having had a victory last night. It's been a long time. Obviously, it's an extremely important time during the season, and the Mets are going to have to put something together here in this next stretch against the Eastern Division teams if they expect to really be in competition for the championship this year. But one thing in particular that's coming up today is Frank Viola pitching against Drabek. Now, Viola has turned down a $13 million contract from the New York Mets. Frank Viola's been a fine pitcher during the course of his career, but there comes a time where I think even the very good pitchers have to make that step forward and show that, yes, I am worth the 16, 18, $20 million that I feel like I'm worth, and I'm going to go out and pitch and show you that I am. It's that time of the year, and especially that time of the year for the Mets right now, and someone like Frank Viola can really put a lot of pluses in the columns right now if he can just turn this year around for himself. He started off with a 10-5 record this year. He's 1-3 in the second half. There have been a lot of questions about the second half of the season, especially since he has been back with the New York Mets. 6-8 in his first year, and after going 13-3 in 1990 in the first half, 7-9 in the second half. As I said, 10-5 in 91, 1-3 right now. But the season is far from over, and there's no better time for Frank Viola. As I said, he's done well against Pittsburgh. He has a 4-1 lifetime record. He gave up nothing in the first game against the Pittsburgh Pirates that he pitched. That was back in April. And this is a tremendous time for him to really come forward and show everybody that he's worth the money he thinks he is. I wish him all success with it because the Mets certainly do need it. Francis, to you.
Okay, Rusty. Gary Ritas steps in to face Frank Viola. He's batting .246, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs, and Ritas takes outside, ball 1. Pittsburgh Pirates with a 62-43 record. They have the best record in the National League. They're in first place in the Eastern Division. Ritas takes the strike, 1-1. The New York Mets right now with a 56-50 record. Mets are 6.5 games behind the Pirates. Real big game here for the Mets. They can send the Pirates out of town and be only 5.5 back inside. If they lose it, they go to 7.5 back. 2-1 on Gary Ritas. Ritas off to a real slow start this year, but a lot of the credit has been given to Jim Leyland for sticking with them. Fouls the ball off. So it's 2-2. Ralph, how many first basemen lead off?
That's very unusual for a first baseman to lead off. Of course, you usually think of first base as a power position. A lot of those old theories of baseball, first baseman, third baseman, power hitters, outfielder, power hitters, have changed considerably because of the lack of power hitters.
Down low. 2-2. Talking to Bobby Bonilla before the ball game, he told me he hit a ball last night he thought for sure was a home run. Kevin McReynolds caught it. He said he's hit a few balls this year he felt would be home runs, and they didn't go out of the park.
Well, then he must check his bat, because that ball is so live today that it's unreal.
Here's a 3-2 pitch to Ritas. Outside, ball 4. So Viola walks Ritas, leading off the game. Now let's take a look at the rest of the Pirate lineup. Ritas is followed by Jay Bell, then Andy Van Slyke, Bobby Bonilla, Barry Bonds, and John Wehner. The middle 3, Mike LaValliere, Jose Lind, and Doug Drabek, the bottom 3.
And Viola on the mound, 11-8 in the year, 1-0 against the Pirates. A fine effort. Combined shutout with John Franco, an earned run average of .319. This is his 24th game start. He has allowed the opposition a .262 batting average. Lifetime is 4-1 against Pittsburgh.
And Jay Bell is the next batter. Bell batting .270, 12 home runs, 50 RBIs. He can really handle the bat. Get those 12 home runs. Oh, ball thrown away. And Ritas goes at least a second. He's going to go all the way to third. The ball had that type of English on it where it just hit the wall and started spinning down the right field line. So a costly error, and Frankie V is in a jam.
Well, the pickoff attempt, and it's a bad throw by Magadan, and it will put a runner at third base with no one out. Viola's 4th error this year. The Mets pitchers have made a lot of errors.
And Jay Bell with 50 RBIs, the batter. Curveball is a strike. Jay Bell has 50 RBIs right now. Last year he drove in 52. He hit only 7 home runs last year. As you can see, he's got 12 now. Here's the 0-1 pitch, up high, 1-1. He also led the major leagues with 39 sacrifice bunts. Now, if he didn't sacrifice 39 times, Ralph, he might have hit more than 7 dingers. He's proven it this year as he takes up high.
He has 21 sacrifice bunts this year. In this series, he hasn't been in a situation to sacrifice except for this time at bat. Of course, the error by Viola took that away. As he has a runner at third, he could squeeze, and that could be a sacrifice, but you'd be surprised for a squeeze play at this point in the game. They're looking for a big inning.
Fouled back, 2-2. The Indians and the Pirates decided back in 1989 to trade shortstops. And there's most home runs by shortstop. Archie Vaughn, 19. Glenn Wright, 18. Billy Cox, 15. Jay Bell, 12.
Billy Cox, a shortstop for the Pirates in 1946 and 1947 before going to the Brooklyn Dodgers, where he played one of the great third base positions of all time.
Well, it's a full count on Jay Bell. Oh, boy. That ball hit the ground? I guess
not. According to Cerrone, it didn't, as Bell took off.
Well, wouldn't that call, Ralph, be from the first baseman, John McSherry? Let's take a look.
He caught it off the top of the ground in the glove, so it didn't hit the ground. If it had hit the ground, Bill has the right to run to first base, and you have to throw him out or tag him out to complete the strikeout.
Big strikeout, great changeup, 3-2 changeup to the second hitter in the lineup. Now you're looking at Andy Van Slyke, batting .256, 11 home runs, 57 RBIs. He takes a strike from Frank Viola.
That's like an interesting study. This year, hitting against left-hand pitching, 157 with 1 home run. Against right-hand pitching, 303 with 10 home runs. He's really struggled throughout his career against left-handers.
0-1 pitch, fouled back, 0-2. Whitey Herzog was not that big on Andy Van Slyke, and Van Slyke has mentioned it many times. Whitey Herzog was a respected evaluator of talent. That just goes to show you, if you're an athlete, you can't listen to just one man's opinion of your ability.
Well, he didn't play against left-hand pitching with the Cardinals, seldom played. And Whitey's diagnosis certainly proven to be right. He struggles against left-hand pitching, but he's such a great defensive player that you like to have him in the lineup no matter what.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and he fouls that pitch off. So we'll do it again at 0-2.
Oh, he was lucky to get a piece of that one. Those are the breaks you get when things are going good for you. Foul off a tough pitch and then maybe get a better pitch and hit it.
Andy Van Slyke has a lot of hobbies. Some of them similar to the old timers, like fishing and hunting, golf.
Whitey should have liked him if he fished.
How about computer chess? That got him in a doghouse, I'm sure. 1-2. You can't be interested in computer chess with those old-time baseball guys.
That's one game that the computer can't win. The great chess players can beat the computer every time.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He also likes music, classical and jazz. 1-2 pitch, down low. 2-2. Remember the old days when you'd see somebody's hobby? You know, was deer hunting.
Bear hunting with a switch.
Right. Now it's diversification. Little computer chess.
Hiking in the mountains. Ty Cobb used to walk through the mountains with weighted shoes to keep in shape in the wintertime.
Helped his personality.
Oh, he had a great personality. Always mad. Very even. Very even disposition.
Reedus on third. Van Slyke fouls the ball off. He has not had good rips.
I met Ty Cobb after his baseball career, and he was somewhat personable. But as a baseball player, he was a mean man.
Similar to Rogers Hornsby.
Hornsby never did become easy to get along.
Didn't, huh?
He was always tough.
He was a coach here with the Mets.
Strangely enough, for some reason, he liked me. I don't know why.
You could hit.
Maybe.
You had to be able to hit to get along with Rogers. He refused to have his picture taken with Roger Maris.
He was very, very tough. He was the original coach for the Mets in 1962.
2-2 pitch. Line drive, Hojo. There's a break. 2 breaks. A break at the bat and a break for the Mets. Double play, and the Pirates strand a runner on third base. We played a half inning here at Shea. No score. The Pirates and the Mets. Back here at Shea Stadium, no score, bottom of the first. Here's the Met lineup. Vince Coleman, Kevin Elster, and Greg Jeffries. The first 3, middle 3, Howard Johnson, Dave Magadan, Maggie Sasser. And the bottom 3, Darryl Boston, Rick Cerone, and Frank Viola.
And on the mound, Cy Young Award winner of last year, Doug Drabek, 10-10 this year. And he has a 3.24 ERA. 24th game start. He's worked 153 innings, given up 165 hits. The opposition hitting a very high 280 against him.
And the defense for the Buccos: Reedus, Lind, Bell, Wainer in the infield, Bonds, Van Slyke, and Bonilla left to right in the outfield, LaValliere behind the plate. So Doug Drabek will now pitch to Vince Coleman, who's batting .264, and he takes the breaking ball inside, ball 1. Coleman with 1 home run, 17 RBIs. Mets winners in last night's ball game, 7-1. Coleman had 2 hits last night. Here's a strike. 1-1. Doug Drabek, at one time a member of the New York Yankee organization, Lou Piniella, said that's the one guy they did not want to trade away, Doug Drabek. He said he was a battler from day one. One pitch to Coleman. And there's a bunt on front of the plate. LaValliere on top of it. Another time. Now that was not a perfect bunt, but I'll tell you, can he run?
Well, Spanky, the catcher, LaValliere, comes out. He's not the fastest man in the world, and because he was slow coming out, he lost a chance for the play at first, even though it was very close. Comes out, makes the pivot, but Coleman, with good base running, beats it out. And here's a terrible play by Reedus on third base. Little soft line drive, and he gets caught off third. He's got nowhere to go. 1 man out, and he is trapped off first. That's a very bad base running play by Reedus. And of course, coming up next after Van Slyke was Bonilla and Bonds. So that was not a good play. When you're on third base with 1 out, you got to make it go through the infield.
And Kevin Elster right now with the bat in his hand, batting .234, home runs, 24 RBIs. So Gary Reedus with a bad base running play, and the Mets catching a big break after Frank Viola broke Andy Van Slyke's bat. There goes Coleman, throw to second, not in time. Mike LaValliere got rid of the ball quickly, made a good throw. He did his job, and Coleman beat him doing his job.
Well, Coleman gets his 36th stolen base. He has lost 5 weeks of playing time because of that hamstring pull. And that's his 36th stolen base. The leader, Nixon, was 60, Otis Nixon of the Atlanta Braves.
So what we look at now is Coleman, who bunted a double.
Bunt base hit, and the stolen base turns it into Bean on second with no one out.
0-1 on Elster. And they go to second base. Nice play by Bell. Ball almost shot into center field. I was talking about Doug Drabek. He was acquired by the Pirates from the Yanks back in '86, along with pitchers Logan Easley and Brian Fisher. The Yankees picked up Pat Clements, Cecilio Guante, and Rick Rhoden. Rhoden the key in that deal for the Yanks. And they go to second base again. Coleman almost had a heart attack when he looked at the lead that time. 0-1 on Kevin Elster. I think it's a great idea the way the Pirates are driving Coleman crazy at second base. And Elster gets the job done. Slaps the ball to the right side. Lean flips to Rita, score at 4-3, and on the ground out, Coleman goes to third.
Well, the knowledgeable fans here at Shea Stadium appreciating the fact that even though Elster made it out, he advanced the runner. That's something Mets are not good at.
I'll tell you what, Ralph, the day they start paying guys for advancing runners, you're going to see some proficient advancing.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard stat to sell. I made 45 outs by advanced 30 runners.
If they pay him for it, boy, you'll see everybody going to the right side. Greg Jeffries, the batter, with one man down. Fastball down in the dirt. Nice scoop by Mike LaVallia. Jeffries batting .272, 8 home runs, 49 RBIs. Oh, beautiful day for a ball game here at Shea Stadium. Big crowd on hand. All the security police here at Shea Stadium looking out for Mr. Don Imus. He's supposed to approach his ballpark this afternoon. They're going to show him the way to the booth. He might get slapped around in his booth. But everybody's looking out for him. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a drive down the right field line. Foul. 1-1. I thought Imus snuck into the ballpark dressed like Popeye before. We had Popeye here. Big promotion. How did they get the forearms of Popeye?
Jeff Heath used to have forearms like that.
Outside. 2-1. Talk about forearms. How about this guy with a bat in his hand? Greg Jeffries.
He's well built.
Oh, he is. He exercises 6 hours a day. Swings that bat underwater. Outside. 3-1. Doug Drabek told me that when he pitches to Mike LaVallia, they're always thinking along the same lines. Three-one pitch. Backed up the middle. Mets will score a run. And Bell flips to Rita. Scored that 6-3, but an RBI for Jeffries, and it's 1-0 New York.
Well, this is the idea the Mets had when they acquired Vince Coleman, manufacturing runs. A bunt base hit, the stolen base by Coleman, and then the ground ball to the right side to Vance Coleman to third, and then the ground ball out. So the Mets get a run without getting the ball out of the infield. And that's what the Mets had in mind with the acquisition of Vince Coleman. A lot of runs there in the first inning given up by Drabek.
Well, he gave up one to the Mets so far here in the first, and the batter will be Howard Johnson. Breaking ball misses down low, ball one. Johnson batting .263, 23 home runs, 74 RBIs. Talking about strength. Here's a guy who has every ability you look for in a player. Swung on and missed, 1-1. He's been criticized for his errors, but he's still a pretty good third baseman. Everybody makes errors.
A lot of his errors were made at shortstop when he was playing out of position. Remember a ball player named King Kong Keller?
Yes.
Played for the Yankees. Very short, strong-looking hitter. Johnson like he.
Johnson hits a line drive down the right field line. He's going for two. The throw, not in time. Double, Howard Johnson.
Checking out our supervision, here's the pitch by Drabek. You can see the break on it. It went down 11 and over 5. Johnson stays right on it, hits it down the line and on his hustle. And as Fran pointed out, he has that great speed. He turns it into a two-base hit. Johnson now one two-base hit or extra base hit from tying for the league lead in extra base hits. That's his 48. Ron Gant has 49.
And Dave Magadan, the batter. He's been swinging the bat rather well lately. Takes down and in, ball one. He's batting .258, 4 home runs, 45 RBIs.
On-base average of 383 with 68 walks. He's in the top 10 in on-base percentage, and he's 4th in the National League of walks, but he doesn't want to walk here. He wants that base hit.
Mackey Sasso will follow him. The 1-0 pitch. There's a strike with a curveball. 1-1. 1-0 Mets on top of the Pirates. Rubber game of this 3-game series, and the Mets will travel to Chicago. We'll have all the action tomorrow afternoon right here on Sports Channel. It'll be the Cubs and the Mets, game 1 at Wrigley Field. Line drive, base hit, right center field. Here comes Hojo. He'll score easily, and the Mets have a 2-0 lead.
Well, Magadan picking up his 45th RBI, a big 2-out base hit. Scoring Johnson, who hustled in for that double. And the Mets with a 2-run lead. They are 40-22 in games where they have scored the first run of the game.
See the line score, 2 runs and 3 hits here in the first inning. Dave Magadan on first and Mackey Sasso the batter. First pitch, a fly ball down left field line. Barry Bonds, who can go get it, drifts over and makes the grab for out number 3. So the Mets go down here in the first, but they pick up 2. And on the Toyota scoreboard, it's New York 2, Pittsburgh 0. Oh, back here at Shea Stadium on a gorgeous afternoon here in New York. Mets have a 2-0 lead. We go to the top of the second inning. Bobby Bonilla will lead it off. He'll be followed by Barry Bonds and then John Wehner. Still coming in here at Shea Stadium. And by the way, Don Imus has been spotted here at Shea. And he will join us in the 4th inning with Mr. Staub. Bobby Bonilla takes inside, ball 1. Bonilla batting .294, 13 home runs, 66 RBIs. He says he does not have a deal here in New York with either team because that's tampering.
$16.8 million offered by the Pittsburgh Pirates for a 4-year contract to Bobby Bonilla, and he turned it down. Or his agent turned it down.
I tell you, if his agent turned it down, that's bad advice. If he turned it down, that's his decision. Foul off, 2-1. The thing I would be concerned about is if an agent, I guess an agent talks to all ball clubs because he represents more than one player. Yes, I like that.
Bobby Bonds grew up, I should say Bobby Bonilla grew up here in New York City and was a Mets fan.
Well, he just picked up an infield hit, so Bobby Bonilla on first base.
And you got to say, how could a guy that big and strong hit a ball so easy? That's part of the game. They all look like line drives in the box score. He gets an infield base hit. His second hit in this series. He's now 2 for 9. Checking this pitch out on the supervision. Fastball, sinking fastball. And it moved left about 4 inches. And that's one of the reasons why he was out in front of it, as there was movement on that ball, and he topped it down to the third base side.
And Barry Bonds, the batter, batting .292, 17 home runs, 76 RBIs. He's been a dynamite in the order for the Buccos. Fouled out of play. Strike 1.
Player of the month of July, hitting .362 with 6 home runs, 29 runs batted in with 15 stolen bases.
So that earring probably helping him out. Oh, and 1 on Barry Bonds. Takes up high, 1-1. You know, Ralph, and there's nothing wrong wearing earrings, obviously, but when I see it, all I can think of is when I broke in it was more of a modern baseball, but they had those old guys that were coaches. But they would die, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they.
Foul back.
If they were alive today, they'd be turning over in their grave.
I'll tell you, I could just think of something. All I could think of is Early Wynn. He was the coach with the Indians when I was breaking in.
I guarantee you that Early Wynn will walk up to Barry Bonds if he were pitching today and say, see that earring? The ball is going to put a dent in that earring.
Swing out of this, one down. And the old timers were not really that, it wasn't easy for them to adjust to it. I mean, if they saw a guy coming in with earrings, they wouldn't have adjusted easily.
I don't think any of us from that era before expansion would have put up with that. Here's the fastball, and a good one out of the strike zone, but Bonds chases it and strikes out. First time he struck out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, we mentioned Cobb and Hornsby.
Oh, no.
As you look at John Wehner, takes outside ball one. He's batting .292. Check that out. He's batting .373, no home runs, 3 RBIs. But I know when I broke in, they had those old guys in the minor leagues. Boy, oh boy, they would tell you what's undermined. Swung at and missed. 1-1.
Well, if you didn't chew tobacco, there was something wrong with you in those days.
Oh, sure. They wanted you to chew that stuff. And, they didn't want you to go to the modern catcher's glove.
A lot of catchers wouldn't wear a chest protector when they first came up with a chest protector.
1-1 now on John Wehner. Outside, 2-1. I remember one spring training, Elmer Vallow was our manager in A-ball, and he would have us practice blocking the ball without a chest protector. He probably didn't like the catchers on his team.
Should have told you something.
He was the one throwing the ball. 2-1 pitch. There's a fly ball, left center field. Boston cruising over and making the grab. 2 down.
The catcher, number 12.
So 2 men out, and the batter will be Mike LaValliere.
LaValliere seldom plays against left-hand pitching. He's hitting .231 against left-hand pitching with no home runs, .308 against right-hand pitching, but he is the catcher for Drabek.
Although Drabek told me last night he'll pitch to anybody. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Got a great build for a catcher, doesn't he? The old-time build.
Looks like Smokey Burgess in a way.
How about Yogi? 0-2 now.
LaValliere with a great sense of humor. He said he's changed his approach to hitting. He said he used to be a pull hitter with no power. Now he's become a spray hitter with no power.
0-2 on Mike LaValliere, runner on first base. Bobby Bonilla way outside, 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Mike LaValliere. We have a 2-0 score. We're in the 2nd inning. Frankie V pitching against the Pirates. Doug Drabek on the mound for the Buccos. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung at and missed, strike 3. So that'll do it for the Pirates and Mike LaValliere. They strand Bobby Bonilla at first base. We played 1.5, and on the GE scoreboard, it's 2-0 New York. Well, the pitchers in today's ball game: Frank Viola, who struggled here in the 2nd half; Doug Drabek, who struggled in the 1st half. Drabek with a 10-10 record. Frankie V 11-8. And Darryl Boston takes a strike. Now, career records before and after the All-Star break: Drabek 31-33 before, 48-22 after. 87-51 for Viola before, 61-67 after. The 0-1 pitch to Boston. There's a 1-hopper to Lind. Scored 4-3, 1 down. A big crowd on hand here at Shea Stadium. Just a gorgeous afternoon here in New York. There's a shot of the crowd. Mentioned earlier, Don Imus from WFAN is rumored to be in the ballpark. I understand that Rusty Staub was waiting for him and all of a sudden was caught by surprise and a foot race ensued. Don Imus chasing Rusty Staub to do physical harm to him. Rick Cerrone popping the ball up in foul territory. Wainer coming in, and he lost sight of it. Michael Valier had a beat on the ball, but felt it would be the third baseman's ball. That's where you run into a problem. When you come into pro ball, they tell you if the infielder can get it, let him take it. Let him take it. But I think if a catcher's good at catching foul balls, call him off and make the catch.
Well, he lost this ball, as you can see, and Lavalier closer to it, but he thought that Wainer, I should say, had the ball. He throws his hands up. I can't find it. It's lost in the sun, and it drops in.
Rick Cerrone loops the ball down the right field line. Reedus in pursuit. Nice play, Gary Reedus. 2 down.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Mets and is intended for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Mets, Sterling Doubleday Enterprises and Sports Channel is prohibited.
And you're looking at Frankie D, who's batting 111, no home runs, 1 RBI. Back in the mid-'80s when Gary Carter caught for the Mets, he could catch a foul ball with the best of them.
So could Jerry Grody.
Yeah, and when those guys are after foul ball, I mean, if they can take charge and call an infielder off. Here's a ground ball to Jose Lean, flips to Reedus, score that baby 4-3, and that'll do it for the Mets here in the second. They go quietly, and here at Shea after 2, it's 2-zip in New York. We'll be back. Well, big crowd out here enjoying Stevens goodies, those hot dogs, peanuts, Cracker Jacks, ice cream, Budweiser. Frank Viola throws a breaking ball up high, 1-0. Did I miss anything, Ralph?
I think you got it all.
Well, if I miss anything, John Morley or Jimmy Brink will send me in a list, I'm sure. There's a strike right there, 1-1. Well, I'll tell you, John Morley has a great history with baseball here in New York. He started with Stevens.
In the Polo Grounds.
Well, and he worked at Yankee Stadium. He worked at Stevens selling for the concessions. There's a 5-3 right there, 1 down. And they got some great stories. John Morley and Bob Mant talking about the history of baseball here in New York since the 50s.
The pitcher, number
Great
15.
stories.
Days of Evans Field and the Polo Grounds.
I could listen to those stories all day.
How about the memorabilia that he has?
Doug Drabeck, the batter, 1 man out. He takes outside, ball 1. Drabeck batting 185, no home runs, 1 RBI.
Those concessionaires have some great memorabilia and also some fantastic stories.
Swung on and missed, 1-1.
A fellow by the name of Old Brisky used to run the concessions at Forbes Field in the old days of the games at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh.
Swung on and missed, 1-2.
He ordered 50,000 Ralph Kiner buttons about a week before I was traded to the Cubs. So he was stuck with them. He tried to sell them to the Cubs, but the only part of it was that they had P on the caps.
2 down as Drabeck strikes out. I'll guarantee you hurt those concessionaires in Pittsburgh after your last at bat. Cab driver in Pittsburgh told me a few years back, he said after Ralph Kiner would have his last at bat, everybody go home.
I'll never forget the time O'Brisky asked me to sign 50 programs for his people that he dealt with in business. And so I did. And as I walked away, I had his pen. And he says, "Hey, Kiner," he says, "give me my pen back."
Gary Reedus takes a strike.
It was a 50-cent pen, and he wanted it back.
They're selling those autographs today, Ralph. 0-1, breaking ball hit right off the end of the bat. Easy play for Frankie V. Scored 1-3. And that'll do it for the Buccos here in the third. Sweet music singing along today. After 2.5, there's the score, and we'll be back.
Mets Baseball is brought to you in part by the New York Times. Read Joe Sexton's coverage of the Mets only in the New York Times. And by GE. From satellites to medical systems, we bring good things to life.
On the Nobody Beats the Wiz scoreboard, a lot of day action today. The Dodgers leading Cincinnati 6-2 in the top of the sixth. The Dodgers now leading Atlanta by 3.5. Chicago trailing Philadelphia 9-1 in the fifth inning. Phillies are red hot. They have won 8 in a row. San Francisco scheduled against Atlanta later. San Diego against Houston later. Montreal against St. Louis. In the American League, no score. Top of the third. The Yankees in Chicago. Detroit and Toronto, Milwaukee and Baltimore. And that's the story in the American League.
And Vince Coleman of the Mets in the National League will lead it off. He had a bunt base hit his first time up. Takes down low, ball one. He introduced John Wehner to himself by bunting for a hit. Although the ball was fielded by Mike LaVallia. John Wehner moving in on the pitch. See Coleman take outside. 2-0. There's a strike. 2-1. For Mets fans, nothing beats the clean, crisp, cold taste of the king of beers, Budweiser, especially today. Nothing at all beats a Bud. Swung and a missed. 2-2. Now's a good time to bunt. Wehner moves back. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Vince Coleman. He can bunt.
Mantle was very good at bunting with 2 strikes. Of course, they played him a lot deeper than they played Coleman.
But Wehner's way back.
Rod Carew in the Hall of Fame also bunted well with 2 strikes.
Best bunter I played against. Down low to Coleman. 3-2. Coleman gets on first. He needs 1 steal to tie Maury Wills for 11th place in the all-time list. Did you ever think Maury Wills would be 11th on the all-time list? As many bases as he stole.
He brought stolen bases back into baseball.
Fouled out of play.
You know, oddly enough, if you go back in the history of baseball, back in the early days of baseball in the early 1900s, there were a lot of stolen bases. In fact, in the 1800s, they stole a lot of bases. And then with the advent of the home run by Babe Ruth in the 1920s, they went to the power, as they had a lot of power hitters, and the home run certainly beats the stolen base.
3-2 pitch. You're out of there. That's a good pitcher's pitch. And Coleman saying something to the home plate umpire, Jerry Lane. 1 down.
First strikeout for Drabek. I think Coleman's more unhappy about the 2-0 pitch, which was called a strike. He thought it was high. Right here, this pitch probably in the strike zone. It was close enough to swing at. And Drabek gets his first strikeout.
So Kevin Elster, the batter, steps in, pops the ball into foul territory and out of play. Right above us. Elster 0 for 1. He grounded to second base his first time up, got the job done. Coleman reached first on a bunt. Stolt second. Elster moved him to third by hitting to the right side. But we'll get no credit for that. Uh-oh, look out. He's in the building. It's a frightening sight, but he is in the building. Don Imus. Breaking ball misses outside.
Sitting next to his old buddy,
Mike Lupica.
Mike Lupica. He made Lupica.
And the 2-1 pitch.
At least if you listen to Imus, he did.
He made a lot of those people. He talked about the dog when the dog was first starting out. Mike Francesa. 3-1 and Kevin Elster. outside, ball 4. So Elster goes to first base.
Jeffries.
Well, you saw Don Imus, and he will join us middle of 3 innings, and Mr. Staub comes in. Get that competition down, exactly what we're going to do for big money here in New York. The money will go to charity. I know one thing, it's not going to be a thing that we're going to strain ourselves, Ralph. It'll be a nice, gentle competition. Maybe a boxing match. No running involved. Kevin Elster leading off first. Greg Jeffries, the batter, takes down and in, ball 1. 2-0. The Mets on top of the Pirates. Big game here at Shea.
I remember the days when Rusty Staub joined the Mets. He had them put a punching bag in the workout room.
Well,
Rusty used to punch that bag to keep his arms in shape.
well, I'll tell you, then he'll be ready for Don Imus. See, I used to do that, but I'm no longer in that type of shape. I was a boxer when I was catching behind the plate, punching the ball. That's the greatest insult you can tell a catcher, that he's a boxer. If a catcher messes up behind the plate, you'll hear it from the dugout.
That means a box of crate of oranges.
Yeah,
is
you'll
what
hear
means.
it from these guys. Box me a crate, and you want to just go into the dugout. You've already messed up and you know it. 1-0 pitch on Jeffries. There's a strike. 1-1. There's Don Imus on WFAN All Sports Radio. Get a lot of phone calls on that radio station. One and one on Jeffries. And they check Elster. Of course, our buddy Bob Murphy and Gary Cohn on the radio side, broadcasting Mets baseball on WFAN.
Well, baseball made FAN, there's no doubt about it, but they sure knock baseball. It's like having a restaurant. Rusty Staub should answer this one and saying the chef is lousy.
Down low. 2-1. Rusty's never met a chef he didn't like.
Well, he's got a good one, I'll tell you now.
How about that dinner the other night down there, Ralph? Outstanding.
That Manischewitz was really good, wasn't it?
Rusty broke out the best. 2-1 pitch. There goes Elster. And Jeffries doing a job. Drops it in left field. Bonds cuts it off. To throw. Not in time. Jeffries with a big turn retreats to first. The Mets have runners on the corners with 1 man down.
Well, the Mets are playing this ball game like they want to win it. Last night they used the hit and run twice, and it worked both times, and they won the game 7-1. Right here, the hit and run again. Elster with a good play going to third against Barry Bonds, who has 7 assists. He's a fine left fielder. But by extending himself, he goes into third base safely, and the Mets have a runner at first and third, and with only 1 man out. Chance to tack on some more, and Howard Johnson, the batter.
So Howard Johnson batting. He doubled his first time up. Doubled down the right field line. Came around to score the Mets' second run. It's 2-0 Mets. We're in the third. Swung on and missed. 0-1.
Pirates at double play depth. Johnson has grounded into a double play only 2 times this year.
And the 0-1 pitch. Down and in. 1-1. Bob Kipper warming up with the Pirate bullpen.
Kind of early for a Cy Young Award winner.
I was going to say that. Jim Leland saying, I want this ball game. 1-1 pitch. Line drive, base hit center field. Here comes Elster, and the Mets lead it 3-0. Howard Johnson 2 for 2.
First baseman, Dave Magadan.
Howard getting his 75th run batted in as Ray Miller goes out to talk. No, it's Jim Leland going out to talk to his pitcher. He's going to make a change right now. He's going to take out the pitcher, Doug Drabek, the Cy Young Award winner last year, and he is out of the ball game with one out here in the third. That is it.
Well, Jim Leland going out to talk, or going out to get Doug Drabek. He knows how big a game this can be for the Mets. They get the 5.5. It's a whole lot closer than 7.5. Anyways, it's called to the bullpen. It's sponsored by New York Telephone, who reminds you we're all connected. Danny Regan.
Kipper 2-1 in the year with 2 saves. He has an earned run average of 4.57. This is his 36th game. The Pirate bullpen in their last 10 games, 2-8. The record of the Pirates have given up 27 earned runs and 29 in the third innings with an earned run average of 8.28. They have allowed 37 hits and 24 walks. So the Mets would like to keep adding on to that record of the Pirate bullpen lately.
One man down. We're in the third inning. 1 run across here in the third. It's 3-0 New York, and Dave Magadan takes a strike from Kipper. Pirates are 2-4 in a stretch of 20 straight games against Eastern Division teams. They have a winning record against both the East and the West this season. Down low to Magadan.
Kind of an interesting stat. Drabek 4-4 against the Mets in his lifetime, and all 8 of those decisions have been here at Shea Stadium. Has no record against the Mets at Three Rivers Stadium.
I'm with you, Ralph. I'm surprised that he got the quick hook. Usually you go with your #1 guy for a long period of time. A lot longer than everybody else. 2-1 now. There's Jim Leland. But as I mentioned, boy, this game here, Mets can move to 5.5, within 5.5, or be 7.5 back. Pirates have to go home to play the Cardinals. 2-1 pitch to Magadan. There's a strike. 2-2. For those Cardinals, you got to tip your hat to that ball club this season. Right now, they're 5.5 behind the Pittsburgh Pirates. They got shut out last night, 1-0. Two and 2 on Magadan. 1 man down, third inning. They're going to runners. Fly ball left field. Pirates makes the grab, and the runners retreat. Jeffries did trip when he's trying to turn and go back,
Right
but
fielder,
the ball's in far
number
enough out where he
Mackey
could get back,
Sasser.
and so could Hojo.
Well, the Mets using the hit-run play when Jeffries was at the plate, and a big base hit by Jeffries. Jeffries, in his haste to stop, looked like that cat on the comic strips. I mean, he's spinning wheels right here. Watch this. He's got to put on the brakes. He spins some wheels right there. And he gets back to second base.
Well, runners still on first and second with 2 men down, and Mackey Sasser, the batter, takes down low, ball 1. Mackey in this ball game fly to left field his first time up.
Saw 1 pitch his first at bat.
He doesn't see many more than that every at bat.
He really comes up there to swing. He's a see the ball, hit the ball hitter.
And the 1-0 pitch. Line drive, base hit left field. They're going to send Jeffries. That throw in time. Good throw by Barry Bonds, but boy, they had Jeffries by a lot. He was rounding third base, and Bonds picked up the ball.
Bonds with his 8 assists, and running against him is almost suicide. He was in so close that it was no contest, but with 2 men out, garbage gambling.
And on the Sherwin-Williams scoreboard, it's New York 3, Pittsburgh nothing. Crowd not a play. Now sliding into the booth with the play-by-play.
Don't look at me like
This
that.
is an ugly man, is it? Seriously. Seriously.
Just say anything.
We got Rusty Staub and Don Imus.
All right, Mets ahead 3-0, as Francis said. 2 days in a row, the New York Mets getting out front of the Pittsburgh Pirates. It has not been that way a great deal in this last couple of weeks. So Met fans enjoying this. Viola ready. Ball one. Okay. Let's take a look up here.
Keep those.
Where's the gloves?
Yeah, where are those gloves?
I didn't bring any gloves. I don't need any gloves. Don't you jump too tight.
Where are those gloves?
Let you keep your hands up.
You wanna
Let me feel that.
through all this stuff. There's a single to right field
Try to keep
by
track
Jay Bell.
Track of the game here.
Center fielder,
Anyway, we've been
Van Slyke.
waiting with bated breath for you to get up here, pal.
Well, I'm here.
You are
It's just
here.
too bad that my shoulder hurts and we're right in the middle of a game, don't you?
Rusty, he is here, isn't he?
That hurts.
Right here. Oh boy. Our old buddy.
This is not what I had in mind.
Andy Van Slyke with nobody out. Hard ground ball, base hit to right. Bell's going to round second, try for third to throw from Sasser. Into third base is Jay Bell. Van Slyke with a single. And the Pirates are trying to come back. Good aggressive base running that time by Jay Bell.
Right
I
fielder,
mentioned how much
Arnold
trouble
O'Neill.
Van Slyke was having with left-handed pitching, picking up a key hit there. And now the Pirates with runners on the corners. And here's that last hit off the bat of Van Slyke. He goes out and pulls that ball. Matthew Sasser with a good strong throw. Bell with good speed, beating the throw to third base. Now Bobby Bonilla the batter.
Bonilla at the plate. Good slide by Bell, too. You saw him go for that outside corner of the bag. Grab it with his hand so he could get his body away from the possible tag. Good base running. Bonilla waiting with nobody out. Off-speed pitch inside, ball one. Bonilla with a swinging bunt down the third baseline last time for a base hit.
Where'd you guys get those rings?
Some other guys played hard 1986.
That's right.
High fly ball to right field. This is going to be enough to score Bell. Van Slyke tagging two, and wisely Boston goes into second base. The Pirates will get on the board, but they keep Van Slyke at first. So with one out, we will see Barry Bonds come to the plate, and the score is 3-1 Mets.
Left fielder, Barry Bonds.
Viola got Bonds on a strikeout his first time up. Beautiful day for baseball, Donald.
Yeah, it is.
Good to see you get out of that contained area where you normally kept.
You guys don't have a lot to say when I come out here, did you? I mean, it's a lot of talk. Last night I'm watching you show my picture on television, you make hideous remarks about me, and I get out here and there's nothing. Neither one of you.
Well,
Sissies.
It's early yet.
Yeah.
Trust me. It's early.
You want to work on that now?
You guys are bigger than actually you sound on television.
Especially in person, right?
Yeah, I just didn't quite plan on that.
I'm going to tell you, Don, you see this right here? I want you to, now that can cause some damage. That's a bicep.
That is pretty hard.
That is a big bicep.
It's Rusty's arm or that clear. So how many restaurants you have left, babe?
Well, the original store has been closed for about 2 weeks now.
Jacked around on you or something?
Well, it was a very difficult thing after 14.5 years to realize that.
Let's make a deal to Queen for a day. Rusty, just what happened to the restaurant?
Little lofted fly ball to right field. Plenty room for Boston. Van Slyke halfway will return to first. 2 down now. And young John Wayner coming to the plate. It was simple.
Of course, not a lot of people eat meat anymore.
It was a good
anyway.
business decision to end it.
Yeah.
This is the kind of swing we think you would take if you ever had the guts to get up at the bat.
You know.
A little weak. Derriere moving
Feel
out
it.
of the way.
Just feel that.
Can I feel that?
Don't hurt my arm.
We're just checking the. It's a good pitch by Viola, just catching the outside corner.
Don, now you probably played some baseball in high school, huh?
No, I didn't. I ran track.
You're kidding.
That's why I want to race you guys around the bases.
Waynard, ground ball to short. Elster going to take the long throw, and he gets Waynard. So the Pirates get on the scoreboard.
They get carried away.
Right?
Yeah, sure. I'm very happy about this game today so far.
Mets winning.
Yeah. I was very happy about Doc last night.
Doc
I love him.
showing that he is the stopper of the Mets. 9-3 record when the team has lost a game and Doc has gone on the mound. He has changed it. Off-speed pitch by Kipper, ball one.
He looks like he's 40 years old, though. Who? Doc. I mean, I know he's 26. He looks like Grady on Sanford and Son, doesn't he? I mean, he looks old.
No, you're going to have to get to know. He looks young.
Ground ball foul. Evens the count at 1-1.
You know, Rusty, Don's been known to get on some of the players. Some of the bigger players, maybe after the game, will bring them downstairs.
I'm going to have to leave early. I'll take my nap. I don't want to meet any of their players in person.
Now, you're telling me that man looks old?
Well, he looks good now. I bet he was under a little stress last night, I guess. He's a good guy, though. I'm really happy he's doing well.
Fastball out of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. In the 23 games that Darryl Boston has started, he is hitting .280. It's been a shortage of playing time for Boston. The acquisition of Vince Coleman. Swing and a miss by Darryl.
What a sweetheart he is.
Evens the count at 2-2. Excuse me?
I just said what a sweetheart Vince Coleman is. That's all.
Vince is bigger than you think.
And strong.
High pop-up drifting toward the third base dugout. Wainer over, but it's in the seats. So we'll do it again at 2-2.
Now, you're always saying you're not a sports fan. You don't miss a sporting event.
No, but you know, I don't know much about it. But I like it. I like I watch the Mets all the time. But you know, I'm not one of those people who, like, I didn't know and I still am not really sure what an infield fly rule is. But you don't have to know to enjoy baseball, despite what nerd George Will says. Really. You can come out here and have a good time.
Count is 2-2. Swing and a miss on a good fastball. Kipper came in hard and beat Boston.
The catcher, Rick Cerone.
We're going to show you the supervision here, Don. You're going to really enjoy this. You see that?
I've seen it, yeah.
What do you think?
What do I think about what?
Supervision. See where that ball is? We're going to see. It broke 3 inches down, 10 inches to the right. Now here's Darryl Boston saying,
Just really came in on him, jammed him.
You
Rick Cerone with a strike.
You're enthusiastic about this, I can tell.
It's about 85 miles, or no, 86 miles an hour over the plate. Is that right? That's great.
Cerone trying to go the other way, fouls it off. 0-2.
What an innovation.
Now, do you think you could hit a ball that fast?
I can hit a major league fastball, period. I don't know if I could hit a breaking ball or a curveball, but anybody can hit a major league fastball. You proved that, Rusty. And a less than remarkable career.
Lofted fly ball. Bonilla coming. 2 down. The big thing is, you've talked about this enough. WFAN comes down to spring training all the time. We see Howie Rose, Eddie comes down, Dave comes down, Mike and the Mad Dog come down. Why don't you come on down and let the guys throw a few of those little balls, see if you can handle it.
I just hope that we'll be able to make, you know, that I'll be able to make arrangements to come down this year.
That's good.
I just hope that you know, that something doesn't come up where I would have to stay in New York and not be able to make it.
You said last year you were going to be down there.
Well, something came up. I wasn't back in rehab, but I was somewhere.
Viola fouled that ball straight back. 0-1.
What about this charity? I thought we were going to compete in something not very laborious to raise some money.
I sent him a little message this morning telling him that I thought we should work on the little walkathon idea we talked about.
You know, that's silly to walk 10 miles. Why can't we just simply run around the bases?
Have a heart attack.
Yeah, that's right. Because you couldn't make it around the bases, could you?
That's actually kind of boring.
It's a good thing you hit so many home runs, because if you'd had to actually, you know, run out a double or a triple, you'd have never made it.
Well, Viola lofts one. It's going to be a tough play for the center fielder, Van Slyke. He can't get there. A little parachute by Viola in the right location, and he has a 2-out single.
Now Van Slyke and Bonds talking it over. I thought Jay Bell, it was going to be a real tough play for Jay Bell. Looked like he lost the ball going out also. Here it is again. Viola, I guess, muscling the ball into left field. Here's
That's a weird swing.
It's going to bring up Coleman. How far do you think I can run? You said I can't even run around the bases.
You might be. I mean, I guess you could probably make it around the bases, but
You think I could run 3 miles?
I don't think so.
Now, that's something we might be able to debate.
I've seen him. I've seen him do it, Don.
Can you run 3 miles in 30 minutes?
Don't put a time on
So that's a 10-minute mile.
Yes.
You can? No, you can't.
Maybe that's what we have to work on. Fastball out of the strike zone. We've been trying to talk to help the widows and children of all the policemen and firemen that die in the line of duty. You also have a major involvement with the Tomorrow's Children Fund.
Right.
And try to do something to help them. We'll figure out something that'll be
Yeah, that would be great.
worth everybody's involvement. Another ball out of the strike zone, 2-1.
Are you frightened by this competition?
No.
No, you're not, because you've talked about it quite a bit. We hear you every morning hammering away. We know you're not sincere about the insults.
No, of course
That's what
not.
I thought.
Especially when you're sitting right here.
It's a comedy show, you guys. Or a pathetic attempt at it. But
It's a great show.
The ball fouled straight back.
Even we have
2 balls,
to admit
2
it,
strikes.
and that's a tough thing for us to admit. That shows a good show.
I have little to do with it. So.
We know that.
Yeah.
That's why we're saying. Charlie McCord.
Yeah.
Well, we noticed you enlisted McCord because he's one of these physical fitness nuts. He stands on that stairwell for about 2 hours a day.
These little pink leg warmers.
2-2, 2 down. Coleman fouls it off out of play.
Another fat guy, Governor Low Weicker, and I are going to play tennis for the Connecticut Special Olympics Sunday in New Haven, by the way.
Oh, that's great.
So if you're at Yale, come up there.
That's a face right there.
Did you pose for that?
No, that's a caricature, Rusty.
That is
I thought it looked
It's like the
like
food
a
on your
photo.
menu. It's not an actual picture of it, you know, because there wouldn't be many people ordering.
Fly ball to left field. He just missed it. Drifting back is Barry Bonds. He has it for the 3rd out of the inning. Frank Viola will be stranded for pitcher. LaVallia went down on strikes his first time up. Swing and a miss at another breaking ball. Viola has really had his number with that pitch. Spanky, as he is called, 8 hits in his last 18 at bats. Way outside this time, 1-1. So you don't think I can go 3 miles in 30 minutes?
I think you probably, you know, no, I don't think you can.
We're going to work on that. We'll have to have some kind of a negotiation on this. Ball, that's in the gap, but drifting back toward Boston. That ball carried. It fooled Boston. Fooled us in the booth. I know it fooled me.
Didn't fool Don and myself.
Good.
No, we were right on that.
Were you looking?
Is Viola leaving after this year? Does anybody have any determination about that?
Nobody knows right now.
I read he was going to go to the Yankees or something.
Well, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of negotiating in the paper. How about Bobby Bonilla turning down $14 million?
60.
60. Nah, what's $2 million?
Well, he's with the Pirates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, we don't care about that.
Jose Lean takes strike one. We were talking earlier on the opening of the show about Frankie V turning down the $13 million. It's the time for him to really go out there and show everybody that he is worth the kind of money he wants. You know, the Mets certainly would like to see him do it. It means a great deal to them as far as them winning this championship or not. Since he has been here in New York, he has not had a tremendous record during the second half of the season. And if he could turn that around this year and show that, that's going to really put a lot of pluses in the columns that he needs to have him in.
What is he, 11-8 now, or 11-7 or something?
Yep, he's 1-3 in the second half.
What would you do?
10-5 in the first.
What would I do if I were the Mets?
Yeah.
I would sign him.
Right now, eh?
Yeah, I think he's a great pitcher.
Fastball inside.
What if it was your money?
Well, it's not the Mets' money either.
As Frank
Those
Cashin and
people
Al
out there.
Harrison, along with Harry O'Shaughnessy, are the brain trust here. Fly ball center field. It's going to fall in front of Vince Coleman. And Jose Lean will have a one-out single.
I know this might surprise you, but Jose Lean hits into a lot of double plays.
Really? That's really interesting.
Well, the reason it's surprising is He's a guy that puts the ball in play, doesn't take big swings. It surprised me.
He plays within himself, I'd say.
What is that within himself?
Bob Kipper.
Bob Kipper will hit for himself. The bullpen of the Pittsburgh Pirates obviously has had a tremendous amount of work. We're in that large losing streak. Kipper, supposedly not a bad hitter, will be bunting here. Howard Johnson down his throat at third base. Magadan will break on the delivery to the plate by Viola. Outfield in very shallow as they should be. Strike called.
That's pretty good, Rusty. Maybe you can make you the manager.
Bob Kipper waiting. Howard Johnson right down his throat. He's trying to bunt to first base. That's the only way he can go.
Take it off.
When those kind of plays are there, you wonder why they really don't put the Butcher Boy play on more often. Elster going to cover second. The whole left side of the infield is extremely open.
We're going to take a look at it. Now here's the attempted bunt. Now look at where Hojo is. Ball is fouled off. Well, I agree with you, Rusty, with that Butcher Boy. Elster was over by second base. Just slapped that thing.
Inside, Kipper has to jump out of the way. A ball on 2 strikes.
You can see the holes in the infield. It's incredible. You don't see the Butcher Boy employed very much. Gene Lamont, the third base coach with the Pirates.
Some clubs really don't work on it enough. Pitchers have too much fun trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark in their workouts. That one outside, 2-2. The bunt for the pitcher in the National League is such an important play. And the defenses are so aggressive now. If you can learn how to do that Butcher Boy play, which is fake the bunt, turn around and slap the ball, you can really help yourself and your team. Good bunt out front. Viola's going to go to first base. Good jump by Jose Lean at first. Viola got to that ball fairly quickly, but Jose Lean gave him no chance by really getting a good jump and got to second base. But the Mets do get. Fly ball center field. Plenty room for Vince Coleman. That's going to do it. Elster did a good job his first time up. He moved Vince Coleman to third, where he scored on the ground ball by Jeffries. There's a strike on the outside corner. Then his second time up in the third inning, Elster walked and scored. Way outside that time. 1-1.
Well, it's good to see Don Imus here at the ballpark.
Yeah, I said you got to get out of that dungeon now and then.
He causes a big stir when he comes over here. Might be the face.
Popped up, but drifting out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He is a big baseball fan.
Yes, he is. He likes it. He's a sports fan in general.
It's funny how we were kind of shoving him playfully up here. He might have some black and blue marks tomorrow. And we were just kidding.
Should be interesting down the line here. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kevin Elster.
2 fine causes. Hopefully we can work something out.
He's challenged me to run 3 miles in less than 30 minutes.
Forget it. Go for the walkathon.
Slow ground ball. Jose Lean to it easily. Rivas finally gets to first. He had moved toward the ball first. But the play goes.
If you missed it, the 2 fine causes are the widows and children, police and firemen here in New York, and tomorrow's children. It'd be great to help both organizations out.
Looks like I might have to go back into training.
I know, not for that. I'll watch that. I know one thing. That's pretty grueling.
Greg Jeffries waiting on Kipper. Jeffries an RBI single. An RBI ground out. That was in the first inning. Then he singled in the third. was on a hit and run, and he did a fine job. High and away, 2-0. Mets 3 runs on 7 hits. The Pirates 1 run on 4 hits. Bottom of the 5th. On a gorgeous day for baseball. Popped up and out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. Over the course of the last 2 years, you talk every once in a while to some of the Met players. I've talked occasionally to Jeffries. And I've said on that 2-0, that 3-1 count, it seems like you muscle up all the time and you miss your pitch too often. You get under it trying to hit that long fly ball. It's one of the things that I think Jeffries is going to really have to adjust to. There it is there. Now the pop-up underneath the pitch he wanted to hit. Van Slyke has it. They're 2 down.
Well, Don Imus left a few moments ago. He's still in the ballpark, though.
Third baseman Howard Johnson.
I believe he's over talking to the general manager of the New York Mets, Frank Cashen. You think he's trying to tell Frank what to do?
Why not? He tells everybody else.
He does. Great show. Bernard McGirt, Mike Breen.
Don't forget McCord.
Charles
McCord. Howard Johnson takes a strike. Fans, we want to remind you that Mets baseball is brought to you by Manufacturers Hanover, where your money has power. Howard Johnson has showed power 23 times this season. Fly ball center field. Van Slyke back. Glasses down. And he has it. 3 up, 3 down for the Mets in the bottom of the 5th. They lead the Pirates 3-1. The Padres, he pitched a fine ball game and just got beat.
Excuse me, Rusty. It's not night. We're heading towards nighttime.
Oh, did I say night?
Yeah. You know, I want to make sure you're on top of things.
We're in the daytime. Good strike. 2 balls and a strike. Right now it's 3 o'clock here. It's 9 o'clock in Paris. It's night.
I'm getting tired when you talk about that. Look at this.
Good breaking ball inside.
Can you believe it?
Viola comes back with a fine pitch.
I tell you what, Fred Wilpon.
Freddie just sent over the most amazing looking cookies you've ever seen in your life.
You know what? The order's getting bigger.
I'm going to go that 3 miles in 30 minutes. I got to give up the cookies.
It won't happen.
The ice cream's the only thing I got to worry about. 3-2 on Jay Bell. Ground ball. Bell almost falls down trying to get out of the batter's box.
What do they call that in New Orleans?
Well, they didn't get it enough on the end of the bat for it to be a shoo-shoo.
Then it's a gree-gree.
No, somebody might have put gree-gree on him to make him fall down.
Now here's the pitch that caused the shoo-shoo. 81. It was 81 miles an hour when it left his hand. It crossed the plate at 78, down 3 inches to the right, 9 inches.
Still a full count. Nobody down. Ground ball is short. Elster has it. Over to Magadan, 1 down.
And here are tomorrow. Now they tell me it's today's headlines, but in front of me it says tomorrow, but this is today. Okay, Cuba moves forward on 2 wheels. Teeing off at crooked stick, Murray Chass and Mel Hall's resurgence with the Yankees. We used those last night also. So you heard them first and second right here on Sports Channel.
All right. Van Slyke takes the ball inside. You see 1 for 2. Viola gets a strike in there, brings the count to 1-1. Pittsburgh will leave New York and go home for a 10-game homestand. They've been on the road a while. It has not been a good road trip for them. They will play 4 games against St. Louis, 3 games against Philadelphia, and then the Mets will go in to finish up their homestand. Jim Leyland, right now, thinking about this game, but will be plotting his attack for the homestand as soon as this game is over.
When you look at Jim Leyland, you can't think, you can't help but think of the chess pieces. Yeah, he's a very intense guy, very, very intense manager.
2-2. Hard ground ball, foul.
Talking to Jim Rooker, one of the broadcasters, about the blow-up in spring training between Jim Leyland and Barry Bonds. Jim Rooker said a half hour after it was over, the whole thing was forgotten.
There's no way it can be forgotten because we in the media can't let something like that really rest. You have to tell the people about it happening.
Yeah, but in Pittsburgh, he felt it was kind of a forgotten thing. I'll tell you what, it got great exposure. It was all over the country. And it was a big misunderstanding because Jim Leyland didn't know what transpired between Bill Verdon and Barry Bonds. And Bill Verdon and Barry Bonds got along very well. Except for that day, that happens, you know, a little misunderstanding here and a little misunderstanding.
Good pitch by Viola. Van Slyke, unhappy with the call, walking way around the umpire. Strikeout number 5 for Frankie V.
Here's the supervision look. Take a look at this baby. 84 miles an hour. It ends up 80 miles an hour across the plate, down 2 inches. I think something said 9 inches. Was it over 9 inches? Here's the last pitch. That's a pitcher's pitch right there.
All the way. Ground ball, foul. Bobby Bonilla. I used to have a habit, if I missed a pitch I thought I should have hit, I used to take my right hand and hit my Scully right on the forehead. Bonilla, when he does it, takes the bat handle and whaps himself in the head.
By the way, Scully.
So he's as nuts as I was.
Scully, it used to be called a Scully. It's called a batting helmet.
You still do call them Scullys. Been a long time since you've been down there.
Maybe in Japan they do.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Bonilla waiting on Viola. Bonds in the on-deck circle. Another hard ground ball, foul. Good play by the ball girl.
Got the sunglasses on. Look at that.
Yeah, she just snagged it. Good play, Kim.
She's styling down there.
Well, the outfielders get shades to bring down in case the sun's in their way. Viola trying for the hard fastball on the inside corner, just misses.
Every now and then Frankie rears back. He's got some real good velocity.
Especially with the off-speed pitches that he throws, that one that he juices up a little bit. Seems a little faster than it really is. And this time he beats Bonilla with a fastball, pops it up to the infield. Elster has it for the 3rd out. So Viola rolling along. Start. He only went 2 1/3 innings. Fly ball left field. Bonds waiting. 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 down. Base hit up. Throwing home. Getting the runner. High fly ball to right. He just missed this ball. Had a good turn on it, but got under it a little. Might have got jammed a little too.
Mackey told me when he plays the outfield, he gets a chance to think about his hitting. When he's catching, he's thinking about that throwing back.
Talk about the Pirates signing Floyd Yeomans to go to Double-A. Give him a chance. He's had some arm problems. Now strike to Boston. Floyd Yeomans had a great arm at one time. Had some drug problems. And in rehab at least once. Pirates going to give him a chance. Strike 2. Boston taking a fastball. No balls, 2 strikes.
I was talking on outfield. Playing the outfield is almost like a day off. It really is for a catcher because being behind the plate, you're in on every pitch, mentally and physically.
And that's what you call an official waste pitch. Didn't help the pitcher, didn't help the hitter, didn't help anybody.
At one time, you had to throw a ball way off the plate. The manager and the coaches were very upset if you threw a strike. Now you should really shoot for the outside part of the play, about knee high. See if you can get a pitcher's pitch.
Again in the dirt. Spanky not being able to hold on to that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. The Mets with a 3-5 record so far this year against Pittsburgh. This game is not over. The Mets need a victory. Fly ball, center field. Van Slyke back there, drops the glasses, shades the sun. Boston and the Mets are out in the bottom of the 6th inning.
He has struck out and flied to left field.
You need a sip of water here?
No.
You're all right?
Frank Viola, 1 run on 4 hits. And Mons goes after the fastball, pops it up back at third base. Elster into foul territory. He fights off the sun and makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 away. The board, after he started out, he had 9 hits in his first week in the major leagues and 19 at bats.
He had 5 for 5 one night against Atlanta.
They put up on the Three Rivers scoreboard. Paul Winter 3,152 hits. Lloyd Winter 2,459 hits. And John Winter 7 hits. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He has an unusual stance. He holds his hands very much forward. Most guys have their hands further back. You see it right in front of him. Tries to get the trigger started by drawing the bat back a little bit as he's moving.
Better be strong.
You have to be.
Worked for him in Buffalo. He batted .304 there with only 1 home run and 15 RBIs in 31 games. Just tore up the National League when he came up, and the fastball lined over the head of Jeffries. And now Winter making the big turn and holding there, and he has his first hit.
The catcher, Mike LaValliere.
All right, here's that swing from the side. You see the big hitch, gets it back in the hitting position, goes the other way.
With that big hitch, he should have more power than he has shown. And he does get the bat up. If you drop your hands and they don't come back up, you're in deep trouble. But he gets his hands down and then up. And he singles to right. That brings up Mike LaValliere, and he represents the time run at the plate, and he fouls off a fastball. LaValliere 0 for 2 with a strikeout.
Magadan playing behind Wainer.
Wainer has 3 stolen bases in 3 attempts. And the pitch to the catcher, taken for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pirates took over first place back on April 27th. They have been in first place ever since, 104 consecutive days. That'll last a while longer as they lead the Cardinals by 5.5 games, and the Mets by 6.5. And then pitch a ball, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Since the All-Star game, the Pirates have won 14 and lost 12.
Jose leaned in the on-deck circle. In the hole, as it's called, is the pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Last time around, Bob Kipper hit for himself. You could not imagine it.
No possible way, and that pitch is called a ball, and it's 3-1. So Viola behind. 3 balls and 1 strike. He's walked 1 batter in this game. That was the leadoff batter in the game on a 3-2 pitch.
The Pirates have been extremely successful stealing bases lately. They have been successful the last 15 times in a row.
Bonds especially, he's done it 14 consecutive times. Pirates are 7th in stolen bases. Now Magadan holding against the runner. The 3-1 pitch, the runner goes, is hit to second base. A quick throw to short is in time, and a throw to first, a double play. Good job by Jeffries getting that ball away in a hurry to the shortstop Elster to get the lead runner, and that was all they needed, as LaValliere is very slow running down the line. The double play ends the inning. 1 hit, no one left. And the score after 6.5 innings, the Mets 3 and the Pirates 1.
American League, but that's the games for today.
Little bobtail schedule as the Mets come up with Rick Cerone to lead it off. The Mets leading 3-1. The first pitch a called strike. Bob Kipper coming in the ball game with 1 out in the 3rd has done a good job holding the Mets down. No runs on 2 hits. And he misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kipper against the Mets in his major league career, 4 wins, 9 losses, and 2 saves, an earned run average of 5.10. This is his 35th game against the Mets. This ball grounded right on through into left field, and Cerrone leads it off with a base hit. Good base hit. That brings up Viola in the bunting situation.
A ground ball right between short and third breaks up 6 consecutive outs by Kipper, 5 of them in the outfield.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser. Viola with a base hit and 2 at-bats in a bunting situation. Cerrone not fast at all, so he'll be tough to get over, and Viola takes the pitch for a called strike.
Wainer playing in relatively short. Reed is charging heavily. You got to really look at the shortstop, Jay Bell, to see how close he is to second base. We talked about that Butcher Boy play. If he just slaps the ball and gets any part of it on the ground, he's going to get a base hit if he hits it to the left side. You see Jay Bell right there by second base. He turns around, he even drifts a little closer.
And the bunt on again, and this time it's taken for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I mean, look, the
It's going
entire
to be
left
impossible
side.
to bunt.
The entire left side. You cannot bunt into that. Your only chance is to deaden the ball heavily moving toward first base.
Cubbage giving the signs and getting Viola's attention, and Viola stepping out and looking at the signs for a long look, and good possibility they have switched and he might hit away, and he is, and he bounces it out to the second base side. It'll work. No, it won't. And the play by Lean gets Cerrone, who is very slow.
It's one of the problems of trying to put someone like Rick Cerrone in the 8 slot, because they really do have a tough time bunting him over. He is hit.
Throwing in the bullpen, Roger Mason was throwing earlier. Patterson just now throwing the left-hander, Bob Patterson. And the first pitch to Coleman is taken for a called strike. Coleman in this game 1 for 3.
That was a nice play by the second baseman, Jose Lean. A lot of second basemen would have taken the sure out at first. He knew his base runner. He was paying attention to the things you're supposed to pay attention to. So he's able to get the lead runner, Cerrone.
Coleman bunts it, and he bunts it foul. Coleman with a bunt base hit in the first manufactured a run for the Mets. Stole second base. Elster then hit behind him to get him to third, and he scored on the ground out by Jeffries. Then Johnson doubled to right field and scored when Magadan singled, and the Mets had a 2-0 lead. They added another run in the 3rd inning. The run driven in by Johnson when he singled up the middle, scoring Elster, who had walked and gone to third in a hit and run play. A base hit by Jeffries. Good base running by Elster in that play. And that pitch a ball, and it's 1-2. Pirates got their run in the 4th inning. Bell led off with a hit. Van Slyke followed with a hit to put the runner at third. And then Bonilla with a sac fly scored Bell from third base.
Must be a lot of guys in from Wall Street. Took a half a day.
One guy hasn't got his suspenders. He must have lost those in the market. Little looper to center field, but right there is Van Slyke, and he puts it out. 2 men out. Frank Viola there, and Roger Mason, the pitcher. And the first pitch high for ball 1. Mason was signed by Pittsburgh as a minor league free agent in May of 1990. He spent the entire 90 season with Buffalo. And this pitch hit hard and through into left field for a base hit. So Mason brought in to face the right-hand batter, doesn't get the job done. And the single moves Viola down to second and brings up Greg Jeffries.
Here comes Leland. He's going to make a double switch now. Walking out to see the home plate umpire, Jerry Lane.
So he'll go to the left-hand pitcher, Bob Patterson, and make the double switch. Last out was made by the catcher Lavadier when he grounded into a double play, and we'll see how he works the double switch. They're going to switch the first baseman. Make that the right fielder.
Orlando Merced.
Yeah, Merced will go to right. Bonilla will go to third. And Mason should say Wainer will go out of the ball game. So remember, there's still time to enter these.
2 years back. Back to Darryl Strawberry. Hit a 3-run home run in his first at bat that game. Big fly over the right center field fence.
And the first pitch to Jeffries, a fastball high and away for ball 1. Jeffries in this series against the Pirates, 3 hits and 11 at bats. The Mets could use some insurance runs as they lead by 2, batting in the bottom of the 7th inning. Patterson, originally selected by the San Diego Padres in the '82 draft. And the fastball for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes.
Trying to come in hard to Jeffries. Just checking on supervision. You see the location. Up and in. Jeffries in a driver's seat with this 2-0 count. We'll see if he gives him a fastball a hit.
2 balls, no strikes. The pitch to Jeffries, and it's fouled back out of play.
Ralph, that was right at you, Ralph. That hit right on that concrete.
Right above us.
Wow.
Headed all the way.
I know one thing. I was gone, pal.
I was with
I
you.
left you naked. That was history. I was with you one at a time.
30 years I've been hit once here in the broadcast booth, and that was by George Foster with a foul ball. Ground ball to third, on through as Bonilla can't handle it. Viola goes to third and holds there, and the Mets get a break. As Bobby Bonilla moved into third base from the outfield when they made the double switch. Can't handle the ground ball by Jeffries.
They give a hit on this ball. Bonilla there. Wow, might have had a little bit of a bad hop off the edge of that grass. I don't know what happened there. He's looking in one area. The ball came up on him. There's no doubt about it. He saw it all the way, so that edge of the grass had to do something with it. Jeffries gets himself a kind of a lucky base hit.
Gratuitous base hit there for Jeffries. He'll take it, and that brings up Howard Johnson, who is 2 for 3, a double and a single. Bases loaded, 2 men out, a chance to break open the ball game as Howard Johnson asks for time. Johnson drove in his 75th run in the 3rd inning.
Viola has to stay alert at third.
And the first pitch, a half swing for strike 1. Johnson, a much more effective hitter, batting left-handed. He's hitting .232, batting right-handed with 8 of his 23 home runs. Pitch back, ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Viola, the runner at third base. Elster at second. Jeffries at first. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. And it's ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. We mentioned earlier that the Pirate bullpen has been very ineffective in their last 10 games, an earned run average of 8.28.
27 earned runs and 29 in the 3rd innings.
There's a 2-1 pitch, and it's ball 3. So Patterson now with a 3-1 count and nowhere to put the batter. Viola, the runner at third base, Elster at second base, Jeffries at first, and a 3-1 count on Howard Johnson. The 3-1 pitch. It's swung on and fouled back out of play, and now the runners will be running with the pitch on the next delivery as Jim Leyland sweats it out. The word timely doesn't adequately cover the base hits, but Johnson right here in a situation where he can break this game open. It's not when, but how. And here go the runners, and the pitch is outside, ball 4. That will force in a run, and the Mets lead it 4-1. RBI for Johnson is 76th. He is now tied with Barry Bonds for second in the National League, as Leyland says, I brought you in not to walk anybody. So the base is still loaded, and the batter is Dave Magadan. Magadan 1 for 3, and the run batted in. And the first pitch, ball 1.
Those insurance runs at the end of the ball game, they're like the nectar of the gods for the manager.
1 ball, no strikes to Magadan, who has 45 RBIs, a single in the first. Driving in Johnson with 2 men out. And it's called a strike, and it's 1-1.
LaValliere calling for the breaking ball from Kipper. Pardon me, from Bob Patterson. Having walked Howard Johnson through the first pitch of ball, he called breaking ball and got a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike to Magadan, and the delivery to curve, and it hangs inside for ball 2. 2-1. And the catcher LaValliere missed. Good fastball to hit. It's 2-2.
Magadan, who is normally under good control, trying to do a little too much with his ball. Watch his head. Head came off a little bit. It was a big cut.
So 2-2. Bases loaded. Bob Patterson, the pitcher, and the pitch is hit to the shortstop side, fielded by Bell. A good play there, and he picks up the force play that will end the inning. But the
Number 13, second baseman.
there is
Jose
Boston
Lee.
to right, and Keith Miller has gone into play second base in place of Greg Jeffries. The Mets leading 4-1. And Jose Lean, the leadoff for the Pirates, and the first pitcher called strike. Lean 1 for 2 in this game, a single to center field. This ball hit to the shortstop Elster. 1 hopper. Go to first base, almost gets away from Magadan. The biggest crowd of the 3-game series. Last night, 41,542. Mets have gone over the million 8 mark and well on their way to another banner year in attendance. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Merced. 1-1. Frank Viola working here in the 8th inning, and he misses inside with a fastball. It's 2-1. Merced, normally a platoon player at first base with Gary Reedus. Goes after the changeup, 2-2. Pitched way out of the strike zone. Alejandro Pena throwing in the bullpen for the Mets. Viola with 3 complete games this year. And it's popped up. Playable into right center field. Over there is Coleman. 2 men away.
Ladies and gentlemen, this revision in the Mets batting order. Left fielder number 22. Kevin
That'll bring
McDermott,
up
bats
Gary
4th.
Reedus.
Second baseman number 25, Keith Miller, bats 6th. Now batting from Pittsburgh, number 2, first baseman Gary
Draybeck
Reedus.
still on the bench. of the shortest outings of the year for Doug Drabek. Only went 2 1/3 innings. Gave up 3 runs and 5 hits.
Reedus has walked. He also has grounded out and flied out, and he fouls off his first pitch. Reedus walked in the first inning. Went to third base and was there with no one out when Viola tried to pick him off first and threw the ball away. After Jay Bell had struck out for the first out of the first, Reedus made a terrible base running mistake and was trapped off third on a little soft liner to Johnson at third. That was a big play in this ballgame. Pirates did not score in the first. 2 strikes the count. The fastball missing. Viola now has thrown 100 pitches here on this pleasant afternoon. A perfect day for an August day. Not too hot. And that one just does miss. 2-2.
Viola with his buddy Franco, John Franco, warming.
Goes to 3-2. Last night, Doc Gooden was the winning pitcher, 12-6 in the year, worked 8 innings, left for Franco in the 9th inning. Franco worked a 1-2-3 inning. Mets winning 7-1 last night, leading here 4-1. 2 men out, top of the 8th inning. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called as Viola goes to a sharp breaking ball and picks up the strikeout, his 6th in the ball game, and another 1-2-3 inning. The score at the end of 7.5 innings. It's a Mets 4 and the Pirates 1.
That's Greg Anthony and Yankee announcer John Sterling. Don't play dead. Watch Mad Dog Live Monday night at 9 o'clock, live and exclusive right here on Sports Channel.
Keith Miller will lead it off for the Mets, and he bunts it out to the first base side. It's a good bunt, but a great play by Patterson, and he gets the out as Patterson scoops it with his bare hand and makes a perfect throw. So Miller hitting .304, just missing a base hit, but a fine play.
Bare hands it, flips it, and just gets Miller. Pretty good bunt, but an excellent play by the pitcher.
Right fielder number 6.
But just not quite hard enough. He had to get it by the pitcher, make the second baseman field it. And then you have a real good shot at the base hit. So 1 away on the fine play by Patterson. That'll bring up Darrell Boston. He takes the first pitch. Strike 1. Boston 0 for 3 in the game. That's about hit the Pirates 10-5. Strike 2. Dodgers beat the Cincinnati Reds today, winning by a score of 6-4. That increases their lead over Atlanta to 4 games. Cincinnati dropping to 8.5 back in 3rd place. Swing and a miss, and Boston goes down meekly. 2 men away.
First strikeout for Bob Patterson. Atlanta 4 games out, but they are playing the San Francisco Giants tonight. That'll be a home game for Atlanta.
Now the batter for the Mets, Rick Cerone, who has a base hit and 3 times up. And he hits a fly ball to right field. Merced right there, and he puts it away, and the Mets go quickly. 1-2-3 for Bob Patterson, and the score at the end of 8. It's the Mets 4 and the Pirates 1. Frank Viola starting off here in the 9th inning, trying to pick up his 12th win. He's lost 8. He has had 3 complete games so far this year for the Mets. And he'll be pitching to the second, third, and fourth batters as his first 3 hitters here in the 9th inning. It'll be Jay Bell, Andy Van Slyke, and Bobby Bonilla. And if he goes any farther, Barry Bonds. Bell with a base hit and 3 times up, singled and scored in the 4th inning. That's 4 runs on 10 hits. The Pirates 1 run on 5. And the first pitch, a good fastball, strike 1. Buddy Harrelson.
Sherlock throwing.
And a drive down the left field line. It'll be an extra base hit. Bell coming up with a double, and the Pirates trying to get back in this ball game, and they have a leadoff double as Bell gets his 2nd hit of the game. And that might be it as Bud Harrelson comes out to the mound.
Buddy was going to give him a chance for the complete game, but once somebody got on base, I tell you, the fans might be booing, but there's 2 things. One, Viola has thrown about 108 to 110 pitches. And John Franco is one of the best relievers in baseball. Needs some work. Got a little work last night. Needs some more today. Has a chance to get his 22nd save. He holds the Pirates off here. Nice applause. Well deserved for Frank Viola.
So Viola, like Doc Gooden, working 8 innings, leaving the ball game ahead.
We talked on the pregame show, Ralph, about it being a time for Frank Viola to step up a little bit and be counted. He has done that today.
Earlier this year, he went 8 1/3 innings against the Pirates. And had a combined shutout with Johnny Franco.
Yes, he did.
The first pitch is swung on and foul tipped at strike 1. Van Slyke against left-hand pitching, hitting .157 this year with 1 home run. 1 of his 11 hit as a batter against a left-hand pitcher.
One of the big things for the Pirates, and the reason why they're in first place, is their team batting average with men in scoring position coming into today was .294. It's putting some numbers up there, Ralph.
That's very high, and their team average is much less than that as the ground ball goes to the second baseman, Keith Miller. He picks up the out as Bell goes over to third.
That is not one of the times you're looking for anybody to move the runner to third base. It kind of went along with the program there, but Van Slyke is definitely not trying to move the runner in that circumstance.
That'll bring up Bobby Bonilla, who has an infield hit in 2 at-bats. Also has a run batted in on a sac fly. And he hits this ball to deep left field. It might be gone. It's going, and it is gone. Goodbye. Bobby Bonilla with a 2-run home run. And that cuts the Mets lead to 1.
Left fielder Barry Bonds.
Right out of the blue, this game becomes another nip and tuck game. And nip and tuck seems to be the norm here at Shea. No way can you relax in the 9th, right, Ralph? That's illegal.
That is illegal. That's the first home run given up by John Franco this year. Bonilla puts the Pirates within 1, and they still have 2 outs left with a dangerous Barry Bonds at the plate. Bonds 0 for 3 today, and that pitch is fouled off at strike 1.
Lloyd McClendon, who hit a home run in the first game of this series, is in the on-deck circle. Here's a look at Bonilla's fastball right down the chute. That ball didn't sink. When that happens, that happens.
Pirates, when they have trailed after 8, have won only 3 games this year. But now just 1 run down as they bat here in the 9th with a count of strike 2 on Barry Bonds and 1 man out. And there's a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
We talked about that insurance run the Mets got in the 7th inning. It's looming awfully big right now.
The Mets, when leading after 8 innings, have not lost a ball game. They are 46-0. And the pitch back to Bonds, tied him up, but he fouls it off, and the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bonds has struck out, flied out to left field, and fouled out to the shortstop. Shallow left field in foul territory. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Bonds, who has 17 home runs, and he has a big swing and fouls it back again. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Viola with keen interest.
On that 2-run home run, 1 of the runs charged to Viola, the other charged to Franco. So Viola's book is closed. 2 runs allowed, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk in 8 innings. And there is a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lloyd McClendon, who had a 2-run home run in the opening game of this series, is the on-deck batter. 2-2 the count. And it just misses for ball 3, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. A walk here would put a very good base stealer on, and he would represent the tying run.
Here's the pitch from Franco. Just missing.
The 3-2 pitch grounded out to the first base side. Bounces away from Magadan, and Bonds is on the bad hop. So the tying run at first base on the bad hop as Magadan couldn't handle the bounce, and things look tough for the Mets now.
Very weird play. This ball, I guess it hit the tip of the bag as it went over. Whatever it was, it took a crazy hop. Magadan could not hold on to it. See how he has to jump the other way. One more look at it. Right at the edge of the bag. I don't know if it hit in a hole by the bag or hit the tip of the bag, but really moving away from Magadan.
So it will be Lloyd McClendon as the pinch hitter. McClendon hitting .294 with 18 home runs. Make that 7 home runs. And the throw to first base, and Bonds is chased. And he does not go, and the pitch is swung on and missed. McClendon with a 2-run home run in the first game of this series that the Pirates won by a score of 3-1. So his 2-run home run, the big blow in the ball game, it came in the 2nd inning. Now Sid Fernandez.
McClendon has had 3 home runs in his last 9 at-bats. You see 5 home runs and 68 career at-bats versus the Mets.
Former New York Mets ball player. And there goes the runner. The pitch is grounded foul, so Bonds, who had a good jump, will go back to first base. And the throw to first base, and Bonds is back. And they pick him off at first base. The throw to Elster, plenty of time, and Barry Bonds picked off at first, and that is a big, big play.
And Johnny Franco, going over for a 2nd time, gets Barry Bonds. Bonds on a no-ball, 2-strike count got a great jump, but the ball was fouled off. Let's take a look at it. Franco, he's on the way. You see Magadan moving up the line, so he gets a good angle, makes a good throw, and Bonds doesn't slide.
Bonds had had 14 consecutive stolen bases. That goes as a caught stealing, so that streak is stopped. And now the Mets a strike away from winning. pitch fouled off, so the count stays at strike 2. 2-strike pitch, grounded foul, and that time McClendon going for a pitch. And the pitch, sinking fastball for the next homestand. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McClendon still alive, and he takes a fastball, strike 3 call, and McClendon now will argue with Jerry Lane, the home plate umpire, to no avail. That will end the ball game, and the Mets have won 2 of 3 from the Pittsburgh Pirates after losing the first game of this 3-game series. They came back to win it, winning the series 2 out of 3, and the Mets now have moved to within 5.5 games behind the Pirates.